Hey, East Texas. This is a podcast where we discuss local, helpful information with the people and the stories behind it. In partnership with Mobberly Baptist Church. I'm your host, Brandon Watson. We want to welcome everyone back to another episode of Hey, East Texas. We are always putting the spotlight on people that are making a difference. First things first, though, we want to thank our sponsors that make this all happen. We want to thank Plano Marine of East Texas, the East Texas leader in boat sales, service, and parts. They sell fun. They will help you get out and enjoy our beautiful East Texas lakes. Whether you fish, you ski, tube, or you just like to cruise the lake, you will want to go by and see them. So please give them a call. Go by and see the folks at Plano Marine of East Texas. Our next sponsor is Precision Pools. They're the best in pool design, sales, service, and maintenance. They listen to each and every individual customer. They want to know what you want. They also build incredible outdoor living spaces. If you want to change your backyard to something that you've always dreamed of, you want to give the guys at Precision Pools a call. Well, today we're talking East Texas leaders, and as you know, each and every week, we love East Texas and we celebrate these people that are making a big difference. And today we are excited to have Dana Blair. She is the esteemed director of the world-famous Kilgore College Rangerettes. And so we're glad to have her as our guest. Under her leadership, the Kilgore College Rangerettes continue to uphold their legacy as the world's first precision dance team. And they were founded in 1940 by Gussie Nell Davis. And Dana's commitment to excellence has guided the team through so many iconic performances. Events like the Cotton Bowl, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and international tours across Europe and Asia. So let's lift our head and hold it high as we talk Rangerettes and get a chance to meet Dana Blair, the leader behind this legendary East Texas dance team. Dana, we want to welcome you.
Thank you. What an intro. I appreciate that.
Wow. I mean, you've been a part of this wonderful group, and I'm so excited just to jump in and talk to you about this today.
Okay.
And I grew up in the Houston area, outside of Houston, and you just knew of the Rangerettes. I mean, everybody knew of the Rangerettes. And then when I moved to East Texas in the early 90s, it was just like, okay, I'm here and they're here and we're seeing them and all that. So Dana, as we start off with every guest, tell us a little bit about yourself and your family.
Okay. Well, I'm originally from Dallas, Texas. I went to Lake Highlands High School back in the day. I went to the University of Texas right out of high school for a year, and then I decided that I missed dance drill team and being a part of something like that. So I decided in my second year of college to go to Kilgore College and try out. I was there for 2 years. I went back to UT and finished. And then right when I graduated from college, there was an opening for the assistant director and choreographer position. And somehow I got that position, and I've been here ever since. I am married. I have a husband, Chris Blair, who is a Longview native and is a tennis pro here in Longview. And then I have one daughter, Alexa Olson, who is living in Austin. And then she is married to Nick Olson, also from Longview, Texas. And so I have a son-in-law.
So you make some trips to Austin.
Yes, I just did that this past weekend.
Yeah, all right. That's great. Now, you shared a little bit how you grew up, went to Lake Highlands. How did a lot of your upbringing really shape who Dana Blair is?
Well, I always loved dance. I was a part in dance classes since I was probably 4 years old. I had a great high school drill team experience, and I think that is really what my life has been all about ever since. So I think where I came from and who I got to work with in those dance studios and as a part of that drill team really influenced my love for that.
Yeah. I mean, since 4 years old, and you're still around it every day. Isn't that cool?
Yes. It's
yeah.
very
So
cool.
a real
very
love,
honored.
a real love for dance.
Yes.
So what makes you really want to get up in the morning? What kind of drives you? What are you really passionate about?
Well, I really love mornings. I know that that's not something that everyone would say. I like waking up and getting up early and getting ready for the day, hit my devotional and just prepare for whatever that day is going to bring. I love my job. I look forward to going there and just being a part of everything that's going on. It's been an honor my whole life. So I'm really passionate about just getting up and getting started and whatever the day has to offer.
And it's so important to start that day like that,
Yes.
Especially when you mentioned, hey, I start with my devotion, kind of get my mind frame
Absolutely.
right and all that. That's key. And I'm so glad you said that. When you look back over your life and you start thinking about key people, I mean, we all have those people that I believe that God put in our life that really invested in us and poured into us. Who were some of those people that when you look back, you're like, wow, I'm just so thankful for them?
Okay. Well, my parents, of course, my mom and dad really always supported everything that I wanted to do. When I did want to go from UT back, start over at Kilgore College, they were all for that. They had, of course, paid all these fees at the University of Texas, and they said, no, you go for your dream. So I think their support my whole life was wonderful. At Kilgore College, I did have Dana Coven as my director. She is certainly a huge influence in my life. We were very close as director and student. And so then when that position came open, she believed in me and thought that I could do the job. And then when she decided to retire, I thought, well, who's going to be the director? Because it can't possibly be me. And she did believe in me and said, I do think you can do it. And then there was one other gentleman, Mike Miller, who was the president of the dance drill team portion of National Cheerleader Association.
Okay.
And I got to teach drill team camps for him. And
NCA.
Yes, NCA.
Yeah.
And he just taught us a standard for everything that you do to be the highest that it can be. And so we learned to do everything to our best and our fullest. And whenever I was told, I think you should interview for this position at Kilgore College by Mrs. Coven, the first person I called was Mike Miller. And I said, do you think I can do this? Do you think I should do this? And he was absolutely. So those people really got me where I am today, honestly. And then there's been super great friends and over the years. So very fortunate.
Well, you talked a little bit about how this process kind of started, of how you became the third director. And you're entering in year 86. You're in year 86, right, as a Rangerettes?
I started the position assistant director and choreographer in 1986, yes.
Oh, I apologize. 86 years of the Rangerettes.
Yes. The organization is 86.
Yeah.
That's okay.
No. And so we were talking about this earlier. It's amazing. 3 directors in almost 90 years.
Yes.
I mean, that's consistency.
Yes.
The girls know what they're going to get.
I think they do.
Yeah. They have a legendary history.
Yes.
With the organization and with the dance team and how you do things. You heard about the position. Mm-hmm. You knew she was retiring. Mm-hmm. And how did that kind of fall in? Was that kind of a nerve-wracking experience?
Oh, my goodness. I was her assistant for 6.5 years, Mrs. Coven's assistant. And so, as I said, at the end of that, when she decided she was going to retire, I mean, I just always thought I would be the assistant. Who's going to come take over the team? And so she thought I could do it. I remember having many conversations with my husband, me saying, I can't do this. It's too much pressure. There's Gussie Nell Davis. There's Dina Bolton Coven. I am not in that caliber of women. I'm just not. And he was very encouraging. He said, you've got to do it. You've just got to do it. And then when it dawned on me that I could also have an assistant director and choreographer work with me, I thought, okay, I forgot about that. And so maybe together, if I have the right person, then we can do the job together. So it was a slow realization that I could take this on. Mm-hmm. And then when I realized, I feel like I know who I want to work with, and then we can maybe do this job. So,
wow.
Yeah.
And so assistant years and director years, how many total years?
I think this is my 40th year at the college. I know I should be sure about that, but it's hard for me to say it. I think 86 to 2026 is 40 years. So,
Wow.
yes.
All right. Well, we're talking about a historic organization. And what has that history meant to you? And how have you kind of carried on that legacy that has happened? And I'm sure, I mean, obviously culture changes. Some things change.
Yes.
But some things don't.
Right.
So what are some of those things that you'd say, man, I just love this about the history, and these things I hope will never change?
Okay. Well, first of all, when Gussie Nell Davis was asked to come to Kilgore College, she was asked to find something to keep people in the stands at halftime and also to attract more females to the college. And so she very famously said to Dr. B.E. Masters, who brought her there, well, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, that's why I hired you. You tell me what you think we should do. And so she had always wanted to dance. So she decided, I'm going to have a group of girls that dance on the football field, and it will be like I am out there dancing. She was so smart because our colors are blue and gray at Kilgore College. But she said, oh no, that uniform needs to be the color of our nation's flag, of the flag of Texas, so that we can represent the United States of America, be ambassadors for Texas, which in 1940, she was thinking through that much.
That's
I know
amazing.
it is. And it is still probably my most favorite thing to see is just the uniform walking out on the field. It's still beautiful. It has not changed. There's no fringe. There's no sequins. There's nothing fancy. It's just simple and beautiful. So she made an incredible decision, but she also literally created the art form of dance drill team in the very same gym that I still teach in and work in every single day. It started right there. And then, of course, all over the United States, there are dance drill teams that are a part of high schools, and an opportunity for young ladies to participate in physical education through dance. And so that saved my life because I was never good at athletics. And so I was like, dancing in high school, that's amazing. So she created that and then stayed there for 39 years, set that standard. Mrs. Coven came along and she really even raised the heights a little bit more. I think she was very passionate about polishing and perfection and precision, even more. I mean, Miss Davis was more about show business. And then I got to learn from Mrs. Coven. So I think that the history is so important because we are the beginning of the dance drill team phenomenon in the United States of America. And I think when girls come to try out, they know they are a part of something that is historical and traditional and respected. And I think that's why they come to a tiny town in East Texas to be a part of a dance drill team that they're working at 1:30 in the afternoon, performing a high kick that is as hard as playing football, if you ask me. It's really difficult. And so they come because of the history and the traditions that are still there.
Right. Well, it's pretty incredible, just the history. And when you mentioned about tryouts, I want to talk about tryouts because it's got to be a hard time.
Yes.
It's an exciting time and it's a hard time. I mean, I'm sure as people that are helping decide who is going to make the team, and now there's like even the Cowboys cheerleaders, they have the Netflix shows about how that all happens and, you know, the ups and downs of that.
Right.
And I'm sure that has its effect on you. And so how do y'all approach that? How many girls, first of all, make the Rangerettes?
We usually have between 75 and 100 young ladies try out, and it varies from year to year. We don't have a set number, but for instance, this year we had 34 returning sophomore Rangerettes, and so we wanted to choose the 34 so that everyone would have a big and little sister, and it just matched up nicely. But last year we took 34 and we only had 32 sophomore Rangerettes. So we're going to take the number of girls that we feel like can do what we do and that will we can see the potential for them to, you know, to be a part of the organization. We don't ever set a number, but it is around 68, 70 girls every year.
Yeah.
So approaching that decision is very difficult. I'm always so excited when we start tryouts. It's tryouts and all the girls are going to come. And then it dawns on me once again, now we have to make this decision. But I truly believe that God has a plan for everyone's life and that it has already been decided. I always tell the girls, the Lord knew you were going to be a rangerette the day you were born. He also knew that you were going to be something else the day you were born. So if girls don't make our team, there's something out there beautiful and amazing for them.
Right.
And I just feel that decision is driven by him. And so that helps me sleep at night. It is a very difficult decision, and it is hard to announce that and let them know because there are disappointments. I mean, they're shrieking because they're thrilled and happy, and they're shrieking for the opposite reason. And I just have to step to the back and just try to pray that everyone will be okay. So it's hard.
There's a lot of hugs both ways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is
because
difficult.
How long do tryouts last?
Well, that is a crazy question. Tryouts used to be 2 weeks long. And somewhere after Shelly, Wayne, and we worked together, had our children, we decided that was a really long time to spend not working with the new team. So we shortened the tryouts to a week long and then took another second week for what we call work week to work with the new team. Well, after COVID, we realized that we could really choose the team even faster than that. So it's now down to about 3 or 4 days. COVID, we had to get in and out, because we didn't want anyone to get sick, and we barely were even able to have the tryouts. But we did learn, okay, this process doesn't have to be so long, because then the girls are there for days and days. And if they don't make the team, they're like, well, I wish I would have known that in the beginning. So we feel like it is a better situation for the young ladies for it to be a little bit shorter at that. So it's changed a lot.
Well, how have you seen, with your years involved, being a Rangerette now, leading the Rangerettes, how have you seen that shape the lives of young ladies?
Oh, my goodness. That is my favorite part of the job. We watch the girls show up for tryouts. They come in. They're all sitting there. We introduce ourselves and welcome them. Then they become a part of the team, and they are freshmen right out of high school, 18 years old, to watch the life lessons, the discipline, the teamwork that is expected of them over those 2 years, and then to see what they are like when they walk away at 2 years old. See, I'm getting teary-eyed. It is just a phenomenal transformation. I think they are ready for so many life situations. In fact, very often I'll have girls that go on to maybe another dance team, or they're in dance classes, or even law school. It could be anything. And I'll get a little text, everyone should have been a Rangerette. We learned how to take constructive criticism and not let it ruin our lives. They have to just hear that a lot. So I feel like there are so many things that we teach that really prepare them for life. So, I mean, I see it every day. It's amazing.
Structure, teamwork, responsibility, accountability.
Work ethic.
Yeah, it's really great. And I think that's a great life lesson to learn at that age.
Oh, yes.
Because careers, family, marriages, all those things are coming.
All require those things. Teamwork, work ethic, I mean, every bit of it. So
what are some exciting things or events that are coming up with the Rangerettes? I know recently you did Show Off. Explain what that is.
Show-offs is our introduction of the new team to everyone, the parents, anyone who wants to come and see that. It's the first time that the freshman Rangerettes perform as a Rangerette, although it is not in uniform. They don't even have their uniform yet. And then our sophomore Rangerettes, who are obviously our upperclassmen, also get to perform, and they look a lot better than the freshmen. I'm just going to be honest, because they've had a year of Rangerettes under their belt. So that's really a cool thing to kind of see the difference. Exciting to see the new freshmen, but also see the transformation. And then we have kind of a public officer tryouts where they do this officer strut in combinations, and it's really for show. The officer tryouts have really been taking place all summer long, and they do a lot of things behind the scenes, and then there's a team vote, and it's already kind of been decided. So I hate to tell people that, but it's the truth. But it's fun to watch the judges put on a show of, finding the five.
Right.
And so that's really what it is. It's honestly a big pep rally. There's no charge for the event, and it's just a lot of fun. And there's a lot of Rangerette fans in the room at the time.
Well, that's good. And y'all have started doing half times.
Yes. We had our first game last weekend.
Events, the Kilgore College things.
Yes.
Do you have any things planned in the fall that you're going to do?
Yes. We are taking our sophomore Rangerettes back to the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in November, obviously. And they are not going to perform in the parade in their uniform this year, but they will perform in their uniform at Radio City Music Hall. And we got to do this for the very first time last year.
That's phenomenal.
They had never put their toe on the stage in 85 years of Rangerette history. And they just get to perform right in front of the curtain. I mean, they barely have any room, but that uniform up on that stage is just, I'll never forget that. So we got to do that. We also wear our uniform to do kind of a big performance for these 1,000 girls that come to perform in the Macy's Parade through Spirit of America. Yeah. So we get to do kind of a recruiting performance. And the last 2 years, actually 3, we've been able to do a little 30-second small quick dance on the Today Show on the Plaza. So you never know what's going to come along. When you are in New York, they'll get to go see shows and all that. And it's a great trip for our sophomore Rangerette.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we will do the Cotton Bowl. I believe it's on December 31st this year in Jerry's World. And then in April, after our big show, which is Rangerette Revels, we are going to take the girls to the Virginia International Tattoo. So if you've never heard about a tattoo, it is a big military marching performance. The most famous tattoo is in Edinburgh, Scotland. And if you can picture like the Royal English marching band, and bands from all around the world come to these tattoos to perform. Well, there's one in the United States of America, and it's in Virginia, in Norfolk, Virginia. And this year they are going to be celebrating our 250th anniversary. So, of course, they wanted the Rangerettes there.
Awesome.
Yes, so we're doing that. And there might be one other thing coming up, but I can't talk about it.
Yes, it's a secret. It hasn't been revealed.
Right.
But I'm sure we'll hear about it soon.
Yes.
No, that's great. How do you, Dana, how do you want to be remembered as the director? What kind of legacy do you want to leave?
Well, I, of course, want to keep the Rangerettes on the cutting edge. I think that's what we are always striving to do. We were the first. We want to still be considered one of the best, if not the best. We think we're the best, but, so I want to continue that. I want girls to know that I cared about them beyond the dancing. So I don't have opportunities every day to talk one-on-one with 68 girls, but I hope that decisions that we make when they do need one-on-one counseling or just in practice and the things that we are teaching, I hope that they learn those life lessons, but I hope that they always know I love them as dancers, but I love them as beautiful young ladies, and I appreciate their hard work. Mm-hmm. So I hope they'll remember me. Oh, she wasn't just a drill sergeant. She cared about us and loved us. I try to say that. I try to show that. But you also have to discipline, and run practice in a strict way. So I hope that
the buck stops
it gets
with
through.
you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It does. I mean, and still there's that part of it. Mm-hmm. But you have to have the structure.
Yes.
And
they want that. They come there for that. Very few girls show up and try out that don't know there's going to be some discipline. There's going to be some rules. And they're giving up their first 2 years of college where maybe they would just be free to do whatever they want to be a part of something with structure. They know they're coming for that. I think.
This is something that I've always wanted to know.
Okay.
How long does it take to put a dance routine together in order to start, okay, now we're going to go teach this to the girls?
Oh, the choreography?
Yeah, the choreography.
Really, our choreographers, we have Shelley Wayne, who's our assistant director and choreographer, and then we have kind of an unofficial assistant choreographer, Angela Ald, who is the head of our dance department. Sometimes we'll choreograph with the officers. Sometimes it will just be Shelley and Angela. I sometimes get to have a say. I used to choreograph, but I really don't do that anymore. And then we hire professional choreographers. So most of the time, the teaching, coming up with the dance does not take that long because they're really good at that. It is the putting it on the football field or putting it on the stage and making it precisioned, yet also still have style and energy, and everyone knows what they're doing. And it seems easy. Like our dancing should never look hard, kind of like a ballet dancer. Nothing that a ballet dancer looks hard. It looks effortless.
Yeah.
And it is so hard. If you've ever put on pointe shoes and tried to even just stand there. So I think that's our goal, is for it to look beautiful and effortless. And that takes a little bit of time. You have to work on their stamina. You have to continue to talk about their technique and their execution. So it takes a minute.
When they land in the splits.
Yes.
I'm like,
there's a secret.
Yes, there's got to be a secret, because I would never do that, or never, it wouldn't be on purpose.
Right. That would be an accident.
Yeah, it would be a bad accident.
They actually hit feet first and slide. So it just happens so fast.
It does. And they're so good at it.
Go, sometimes. So I understand.
Yeah, that is fantastic. Now, and I'm not wishing this on you, but when your time is done as director, what's going to be like, even if it was now, what would be one of those fondest memories that you would go, oh, wow. That's hard, I know. But what's something that you would say, I'm taking this with me and it's sticking with me?
Okay. Well, I think anytime we rise above difficulty and the girls, like we go into a performance and it's just not what we thought it was going to be. There's something that's not great about it, and we have to make last minute adjustments, and then they just rise to the occasion and do a beautiful job. And I have a million of those stories. So I think I love those moments when they just show me what they're made of and they're not going to let obstacles get in their way. I think my fondest memory, though, is going to be our show the year after COVID. So in 2020, right at the end of spring break, we had to send the whole team home and tell them that their show that they'd been working on for months, that's the highlight of their year, was canceled. That is the hardest thing I've ever had to do or watch with regard to the organization.
Does it still kind of get to you even talking about it right now?
The 79th line, those were our sophomore Rangerettes that year. I still cry for them when I think of them. Not physically cry, but on the inside, and sometimes physically cry. It was awful. And it was awful for everyone around the world. That was,
it was a hard time.
It was just a dance team, but it was so important to them. But when we got to perform Rangerette Revels the next year, and we had survived all of that, and our show was kind of about that survival, it will be my favorite Rangerette Revels. Nothing will ever top the emotion of that comeback. I could really get teary-eyed over that. So it was an amazing moment. The first time that we opened that curtain back up after we had to just close it for a year was a triumphant moment, and something I'm very proud of, along with my other directors, that we survived that, the organization survived, and not physically survived, but if freshmen can't try out the next year, there's not a team. We don't just have girls already at the college that came there to dance. You have to have girls show up. Well, I didn't even know if we would be able to have tryouts. So anyway, that's my most fond memory, I think.
Wow. And you'll always remember that. Well, that's great.
Absolutely.
Okay. We're going to take a quick break and listen to our sponsors, and we'll be back to ask Dana the Big 7 questions.
Okay. Here at Plano Marine of East Texas, we have a full line of parts and accessories. Also, we have a knowledgeable service department to help keep you and your boat on the water. Come see us today.
Keep your pool pristine with Precision Pools. Our maintenance team handles cleaning, chemical balancing, and equipment inspections for residential and commercial pools. And don't let a problem keep you from enjoying your pool. Call us to get back up and running. Visit PrecisionPoolsTX.com.
We're back, and we are with Dana Blair. And Dana, it's time for us to jump into the Big 7.
Okay.
7 questions we ask every guest.
All right.
Okay. First question is, what is the greatest lesson you've ever learned? And I hope your Rangerettes watch this. I hope they do because
I'm
they're
not telling them.
Yeah, yeah.
The greatest lesson I've ever learned is that I'm not in control. I never was, and I try to be, and God teaches me that lesson every day. You are not in control.
Yeah, and it's a big one to learn. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's a hard lesson.
I was going to say, I learn it the hard way, and then I think, well, of course you weren't in control. So every single time.
Yeah. Number 2, how has failure shaped your life?
Well, had I loved every single thing about the University of Texas my very first freshman year, I would not have left it. I didn't love everything. Doors closed for me there, just little things. And then somebody walked in my dorm room and said, I think I'm going to try out for Rangerettes next year. And I decided I was going to do that too. So if I had loved everything there and it had all gone my way, I would have never left. So that my whole life has been shaped by that one moment, honestly. And there's tons of more failures, believe me. But that was.
Can you imagine that question triggered a moment?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to try out. And you're like,
Yeah. It was not on my radar, not even on my radar. I taught for a drill team company, as I mentioned earlier, and I was around Rangerettes. But I don't think I thought I could do it, and it just wasn't on my radar. I can't explain it any clearer than that. And God always had that as a plan. So it's a perfect example of He is going to get you where you're supposed to be, even if you don't know you're supposed to be there.
Well, I hope the Rangerettes watch this and past Rangerettes, because we know several. We have several that attend here at Mobberly. But it's interesting. I've heard you say over and over again in our talk, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. And sure enough, God says, just watch. You're going to do that.
He will prepare you for what you need to be prepared for.
Yeah.
And I learned that the hard way too.
Yeah.
In a good way.
Cool. Question number 3. What's something that you're learning now, Dana?
I love learning about health and how food can be medicine and exercise and just longevity and just trying to live the best life I can and all of those things. I just love learning about that. I could listen to that stuff all day long.
Yeah, and I need to be better about that as well. So maybe I'll have to say, okay, Dana, share some of that, what you're learning. Okay, question number 4. Who is an East Texan that you know that all of us should know?
Okay, well, I have 2. Can I do?
That's fine.
Okay.
We've had
one of them you know, but I do think everyone should know Dr. Stacy Martin. She is one of our vice presidents at Kilgore College. She's directly over the Rangerette organization. I just think she is a incredible lady. She's so smart. She's so kind to everyone that has been under her leadership, and we have loved getting to know her. And then also Dr. Mike Jenkins. He is our other vice president at Kilgore College. He was over the Rangerette organization for many years. We worked very closely with him. He has other duties now at the college, but he is just a same kind of human, just wonderful to people, hard worker, great example of leadership.
Well, that's
those 2
great.
people.
Well, and I want to thank Stacy because she helped make this happen.
Yes.
And I was like, oh, Stacy, I want to interview Dana. And she goes, oh, let me reach out to Dana. And then we got connected. And then now here we are.
I know.
So thank you, Dr. Martin.
She's wonderful.
Yes. Okay. Question number 5. What's something that you've read that we should read?
Mostly What God Does by Savannah Guthrie. It's a strange title. I can never think of it. Mostly What God Does, and then kind of in parentheses is Love You. And it was Savannah Guthrie's just look at her life and scripture and how she's seen God's love all throughout her life. And I just thought it was so interesting because I would not have expected someone that is that public of a newscast person to be so open with her faith. And so I read it for that. And it's just like a devotional. It's really, really good.
Well, that's great. Now, I'm interested in this because you've traveled the world. Question number 6. What's something that you've done that we should do, an experience that you've had?
If you can go to see a military tattoo, they are truly incredible. There's not just marching bands, there's variety of performers, singers. They're always patriotic, but all the countries are being patriotic for their country. And they're just beautiful. They're just beautiful things. We've done the one in Basel, Switzerland. We've done the one in Birmingham, England. And again, the Virginia that we are going to in the spring, they're just really amazing. And I don't think if you're a band person, you really are probably very familiar. But I don't know that everyone is very familiar because they hear tattoo and that's not what they're thinking.
Yeah, they're thinking.
But that's not it.
That's something to do with ink on your
right.
body. Yeah,
that's not this tattoo.
Yeah. Question number 7. We say it every time. It's one of the most important, if not the most important question. What's a way that we can pray for Dana Blair?
Well, I pray for God's will in my life, for me to recognize that, and for me to be able to affect these young ladies in the way that I should, and just bring a light to their life, because it's such a unique opportunity that I get to work with these, 18 to 20-year-olds year after year. It's been the honor of my life, as I've already said. But I want to be a great example to them if possible. So I pray for that all the time, and I certainly would appreciate help with that prayer.
Absolutely. Well, it's a huge responsibility.
It is.
But we're not perfect people.
Right.
We serve somebody that's perfect.
Yes.
But I'll just tell you, it's such an honor to be able to speak into people's lives. And it is a big responsibility, but God put you there. And so if you're all right, I'm going to just pray for you right now.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. Well, God, we thank you for the opportunity to talk with Dana today. And God, she has made her request very clear, that she just knows that it's such a big responsibility to just pour into these young ladies. God, help her to be who you've called her to be. Help her to lead well. Help her to be a great spouse, a great mother, God, just a big part of her own family as she leads the Rangerette family. And God, I just pray that you just be all over her life and continue to show yourself to her. We pray this in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so what would you say are some of the big mantras for the Rangerettes? Like, they all say this, they all know this. What are some of those things that they do? I mean, I found that about, lifting your head.
Yes, lift your head and hold it high. That's a part of a song that the girls sing every year for our traditional welcome tea when the girls come to tryouts. And we also end the year with that song. So that's a very big one. Gussie Nell Davis's saying was beauty knows no pain. And I think that means you're going to work hard. It's not always going to feel good, but it's going to be worth it. It's going to be beautiful. You don't complain. You just work hard and, get through it.
That's right. That's right. And you shine.
Yes.
Yes, in the right time.
Yes.
You got to learn to love the practice because it makes the game time really shine.
Right, exactly.
And I love what Michael Jordan said. He said, practice like you play.
Right.
And then if you get in that habit that every time I dance or, practice, it's to perform at the top level.
Yes.
Just like there's thousands of people watching, and then you just get better and better. And I think that's cool.
Yes.
So thank you, Dana, for coming.
Thank you
and,
so much.
Oh, yeah, for joining us today. And it's been great to talk to you.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Well, we want to thank you guys for being a part of our Hey East Texas family. What a joy it is to sit and talk to these wonderful people here in East Texas, just like Dana today, making a difference in so many lives over decades and still doing it. And I just love that. And so just glad to be a part of this, and I'm glad that you're a part of our family. Remember to share these episodes. And if you know Rangerettes, share it with a Rangerette. And we'll hopefully get a chance to see and talk with you soon. Thanks for all the feedback that you give us. And like we always say, we love East Texas, and we're glad you're a part of the family.